So you've received feedback from thousands of people on the positive impact that the 5-second rule has had on them. Does one of the stories particularly resonate with you?
We've received hundreds of thousands of stories from people around the world that are using the 5-second rule. The stories that resonate the most with me are the ones where people say that they use the 5-second rule at their lowest moment and actually stop themselves from committing suicide. So knowing that you've created a simple tool that are helping people in life or death moments, that is the most rewarding thing that anybody could ever hear. In terms of one particular story, I honestly can't narrow it down. I mean, we hear from almost 100 people a day at this point that are using the rule. And I think particularly when people have a tool that they can help their kids that are suffering from anxiety, when I see that people are using it to change how they're behaving in their marriages and they're saving their marriages, when I see men or women that have been depressed or at home finding the courage to start a business or start a new chapter, like those are the stories that always get me, because there is power inside all of us, and when you see a human being access it in themselves, there's nothing cooler.
So the 5-second rule is really simple. The moment that you feel yourself hesitating when you know you should do something, like go for a run, or stop looking at Facebook, or speak up in a meeting, or put down the croissant and actually eat something healthy, go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I know it sounds stupid, but that's what you're going to do. The moment you feel yourself hesitating on something you need to do, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then push yourself to act. And what you're actually doing when you count backwards is you are interrupting the bad habits that hold you back, staying silent, doubting yourself, emotional eating, drinking too much, and you're activating the part of the brain that will help you change. So it's a way to give you instant control in a moment where normally you would do something that sabotages your success or your happiness. So why do human beings get stuck in bad habits and ruts? Well, we call them ruts, but actually they're just patterns. That's all that they are. We have a brain that loves to work efficiently. And so one of the reasons, and the only reason why you have habits, is so that your brain can encode a pattern of behavior, good or bad, and automate you doing it. And so when you start to say, oh, I'm in a rut, or I've got a negative habit, all that's actually happening is you have a pattern of behavior that's no longer working for you. And so the only way that you can break a pattern of behavior that's already encoded in this part of your brain is to, number one, interrupt it. That's what 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is. It's a starting ritual that interrupts the pattern. And then push yourself to replace the behavior. So it's not that you're prone to getting stuck or you're prone to not having things worked out. It's that as human beings, we're designed to develop patterns and then automate them because it makes it easier for your brain. And so when you understand it that way, I think you have much more power to change it. So whether the pattern you want to change is that, right now I want you to think about putting your pants on in the morning. So there's a pair of jeans in the floor of your closet, you're going to pick them up and put them on. What leg are you putting in first? You're thinking about it right now. When you put your pants on, you don't think about it, do you? Why? Because it's a pattern that's encoded here. I put my right leg in first. That's a pattern. I don't think about it. I can teach myself to use my left leg. And I'm going to make it a lot easier if I pick up the jeans and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, so I'm present, and then I actually think about putting my left leg in first. If I do that a number of times, interrupt the old pattern, insert a new pattern, use the 5-second rule to awaken the prefrontal cortex and give you control, I will start being a person that has a new pattern, putting my left leg in first. I don't think you need any technique at all. I believe that you know exactly what you need to change. It's not about identifying it, it's actually about doing the hard work to make yourself change. And any change that you know that you need to make, whether it's a management style or technology that you're using or a different way of dealing with millennials, whatever it may be, it's going to require you to interrupt old patterns and make decisions in 5 seconds flat. And that's why you should be using the 5-second rule.